Okay, part 7, and using essential oils to assist in healing trauma and having a positive impact on our brain chemistry when using them. So I've talked about the polyvagal theory and the vagus nerve and why that's so important to control emotions, for emotional regulation, to control our nervous system, our autonomic nervous system. Now I'm going to talk to you guys about why it affects the mammalian brain, which is our limbic brain. It is the most prehistoric part of our brain, is our limbic system and our limbic brain. And this is where we store this is our emotional regulation right here. So parts of the limbic brain are responsible, like the hippocampus, for memory and for trauma. This is where we store it. So when you smell an essential oil, it can trigger a memory and it can trigger nostalgia. And then that creates an emotional reaction, right? Super powerful in releasing and healing trauma. Secondly, we have our amygdala. Here and here. This is where all of our emotions are regulated, right? It's super impactful through the olfactory bulb, which is here, and part of the olfactory nervous system. There's 3 ways oils can actually access our brain and cross the blood-brain barrier. The first is through that direct inhalation, which affects the amygdala, the hypothalamus, the thalamus, the pituitary gland, and the hippocampus. And then there is the mucosa, because aromatic compounds from a plant are vapor. So their molecular structure is so microscopic, it can actually cross that mucosa and access bloodstream and then get into and cross the blood-brain barrier. The third way is through alveoli. So through our lungs, inhaling and doing the oxygen blood exchange because, again, of their molecular structure being small. Now, oils like frankincense and sandalwood, which are high in, sesquiterpenes, can cross the blood-brain barrier because their molecular structure is so small, create oxygen, and heal cell damage. That's huge. It can also have an impact on neurotransmitters in the brain like serotonin and dopamine, which are responsible for anxiety and depression. So researchers, biochemists, pharmacology, everybody who has been studying this for quite some time now have seen the impact of using essential oils for people who have depression and anxiety and having a positive impact. It has decreased depression and it has decreased anxiety quite a bit. It's pretty substantial stuff. So it is so impactful when using oils in healing. Now, I'm not here to tell you to go off your medication. I'm not an MD. You have to listen to your healthcare practitioner. I'm here to tell you that there's natural ways that you can combat things like anxiety and depression naturally, along with other therapies that you are doing and somatic therapy. This is all in how we rewire the brain and the neuroplasticity and correct some of the damage that has been done through trauma, abuse, and so forth. Stay tuned for part 8.